All right, let's see what else is in store. Question number 3 or 4, depending on how we're counting them.
There we go.
This is Students for Rand. You've heard of him, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember him.
Do you think the weapons used in the Benghazi attack could have been ones given to the rebels in Libya by the CIA?
Well, that I think is an easy one. It certainly could have been. I believe it is the case. I don't know whether we have absolute proof of, the people who were killed and this sort of thing and prove what weapons. But yes, I think it was. I think we sent weapons over there. We were doing once again, another unnecessary intervention over there. Gaddafi, another bad guy, but he was our friend when he'd do what we told him. And then we decided, well, we got to get rid of Gaddafi, just like now we're trying to get rid of Assad. And we go in there with special forces and the CIA and interfere, and we send them weapons, and all of a sudden it backfires. Unintended consequences occur, and now we continue to talk about Benghazi and trying to figure out what happens. We've had hearings, recent hearings over Benghazi about just really what happened with whose guns did what, and yet they totally ignore the basic flaw in the system, and it's the foreign policy of why are we in there anyway, stirring up the trouble, and why is it that these weapons get shifted around? Well, we make too many weapons. I don't believe weapons should be sold to other countries, especially with the technology developed by American taxpayers. I don't like the idea that we're the biggest arms manufacturers of the entire world, and yet that is what we do. We pass around these weapons, and I have said for many, many decades, matter of fact, yes, we generally go in there and we get involved and we give somebody weapons, and we give them to the good guys, and I generally predict, and the predictions come true, the weapons end up being used against us. And I think that is so often the case. And it's the same way that once we start bombing a nation, and just recent history verifies this, we bomb a nation, and then we go in and we have to stabilize it, so we have to rebuild it. One of the excuses right now is why we're not doing so well in Afghanistan and Iraq is we didn't help enough. We didn't help rebuild their country after we blew it up. So I would say that we should be aware of the weapons. Just stop spreading these weapons out like this. The weapons should be used to defend this country and protect our national security, not to be interfering. But the answer is very, very likely that the American guns were used to do great harm to American citizens at Benghazi.
Tough one, yeah. Now we'll look at our next question coming up on the board.